We're live. Episode 1 of the Sugar Show. Well, it's actually episode like fucking 10 or 11 because I've knocked that many people out. Okay, so we're doing a solo pod. Can you hear me eating in the mic? Okay, well, here, let me stop it real quick. Let me chew this. I don't want to be eating in the mic. I don't want to be that guy. I'm gonna finish this bite. Wow. I'm eating a steak. I'm going to tell you guys why I'm eating a steak right now, actually, because USADA has me off. So when you're in the UFC, you can take NSF certified supplements. That means it's third-party tested, and those are all the supplements I take. The protein's NSF, all the thorn stuff's NSF. Everything I take is NSF. But right now, they're telling me for 30 days I can't take any supplements, no protein. So I'm trying to really I'm trying to get my protein from meat. So I'm eating a fuck ton of meat lately. Last couple days, last 3-4 days, just eating a ton of ground beef, bison, fucking steaks, as you can tell. I can't talk too much about my USADA case right now, which sucks. Hopefully it'll be done soon. I'm an animal right now. I feel like I'm an evolved fighter throughout all of this. My jiu-jitsu is getting so good. I'm working out with Brandon hard, lifting. I've never done that before, and I'm feeling strong. I've been nasal breathing through all my practices, which I feel like is going to really, really increase my endurance. Being able to have my fucking heart rate skyrocket into the 190s, 180s, and I'm nasal breathing. Because how we're born, humans, how we are, our nasal breathing, our nose is meant for breathing. Our mouth is meant for digestion. So when we start breathing through our mouth, that's like our emergency. It's our backup. So the longer you can breathe through the nose, the better. So I've been doing all my workouts with Brandon, doing all my lifts. I've been tracking my heart rate and watching my heart rate spike and try to stay continuing to breathe through my nose. So that's been fucking sweet. So that's been good. That's why I'm eating a steak. That's kind of what I wanted to tell you guys. So I'm gonna take a quick rip of Tim's shitty ass bong. I'm gonna show you guys Tim's bong. You guys all seen it before, but look at this thing. It sucks. Am I grateful that he has it? Yeah, I am. Just a quick rip to go by, right? But actually, I want to talk about. That's what Tim always fucking says, stupid ass motherfucker. Anyway, I got super stoned last night before we trained. It was a 4-man group: me, Tim, Jimmy, and fucking Keaton. They're newer. They both wrestled for a really long time. Newer to jiu-jitsu. We did live goes. I think we did like 4 or 5 minute rounds or 6 minute rounds or something. I nasal breathed the entire practice. Maybe took 5 breaths out of my mouth, and we were going hard. My highest heart rate was 205, which is pretty crazy. But I was just so high. I felt like I could really focus on my breath. That's what I really like the weed the most, is it helps you, if you want to focus on something, hell, it just depends what kind of weed you're smoking. There's weed I'll fucking for sure thinks, like, Danny's on the way home, she's going to get in a car wreck. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. And then there's weed where I can just really focus. Like last night I took a rip, and I was just focused on my nasal breathing. Even if you guys are just listening to this podcast or listening to anything or driving, try to nasal breathe the whole time. Look up the benefits of nasal breathing. It's amazing. That with my cold plunge, one of my favorite highs ever is nasal breathing, or just breathing in general in the hot tub and then in the cold. The cold, when I'm doing my breath work in the cold, it's like a high you can't explain. You just feel so intensely. It's amazing. It's you can't explain it unless you've done it. But that's one thing that I really love to do is the breath work in the cold before bed. It helps me really sleep good. All right, Danny and I went camping on last weekend. Didn't get there was too many tents around to get my D sucked because I was squealing. You know how that goes. But what else? Let's think. What else? Solo pod. Chris D'Elia does. I watch Chris D'Elia's pod. He literally just talks to himself, makes himself laugh, and goes, and just trying to do that, man. once I get back to the UFC, I feel like I'm really gonna take over. I really truly do. When Conor got into the UFC, he didn't fight, lose, win, lose. He fucking took over. He fought. He won. And I really feel like that's what's gonna happen for me. I'm 24. I'll be 25 in October. So I'm feeling like a fucking. I feel way stronger than I've ever felt before because my UFC debut. No, my Alfred fight. I ate a vegan diet. And I just did not feel strong. I felt going into that fight, I was going to knock him out. I always think that. That's just how my mindset is, and I know that's how my mindset needs to be. But going into that, didn't have a good camp. Was eating a vegan diet. Weighed in at 136, walked in at 138 with my fucking shoes on. So I was not healthy for that fight. Dropped his ass. Then I fight Terry on another vegan diet. Completely eating vegan diet, no meat. I think I was eating eggs. I feel like I had a good training camp for that. I don't remember anything going wrong. I had a torn labrum. That's when my last 2 fights I had a torn labrum in my right hip, but it wasn't super bad. I was still able to run. I remember Tim and I walking around fight week in Vegas, and I had to like stop, and we had to fucking wobble back up to the hotel room like a couple days out because my hip was so bad. But it's nice having the UFC PI there because every day, every night, every morning, no matter what time, we can go get worked on. So I was there all the time getting my hip worked on. And then won that fight, beat Terrion. That was a sweet fight. That was co-main event of like a really shitty card. But it was that was a fun fight. That was like, damn, I'm in the UFC. I'm here. I'm in the UFC right now. It was weird. But I remember the first time Tim and I walked down to the UFC cage because before the fight, the day before the fight or the weigh-ins, you go and feel the cage. You go and check it out, bounce around, kind of do whatever you do, visualize, whatever you do. We were in there a couple hours before the fight. It was like that morning, and I was like in the cage. I'm like, dude, holy fuck. I feel so fast right now. Like I feel like I'm faster. I'm the fast person. I felt insanely fast. And and Tim had to tell me to calm down because I was fucking like going too much, get my heart rate up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna calm down a little bit. But sitting in want to hear a fucking story? Sitting in the back of that fight, this was really weird. Sitting in the back of the locker room, right? Lauren Murphy's trains at the lab. She fights the fight before me, and Tim, she asked Tim to be in her corner, and Tim was like, "Fuck, yeah, I will." And Crouch was in my corner and her corner as well. So we both had the same corner, but she was a fight for me. So I'm sitting in the back of the locker room by myself, and it wasn't a big deal, but I feel like it. I don't know. I'll continue to the story. I was sitting in the back by myself. Lauren's fighting, and it's weird because if you've ever been in a fight, or just think about it, when you're in the back, moments before the biggest moment of your life, and you're by yourself, it's pretty cool. Like I could definitely feel. I was like, whoa. It's weird because you always have someone back there with you. Like the commission, I think was there, but like you always have someone on your team there with you. But right before that, I didn't, and it was weird. Just because I've had fucking over 30 fights and it's never been like that. It's always been you, your coach, a couple other people, another fighter in the locker room, something like that. But we walked out to that fight. I remember seeing Terrion. I thought for sure, 100%, I'm knocking this motherfucker out. He looked small. His legs, he just didn't look like he could take what I was about to give. But that motherfucker is tough. And you go watch. He got fed to the wolves in the UFC. They fed him to the killers, and he got taken out. But that motherfucker was tough. I still don't think he's been finished. And I hit him with some good shots. I feel like if I was eating meat, those shots would knock him out. But I go back and watch that fight. Always. I'm just like, I always go watch that fight. I'm like, that was a sweet fight. Terry's a tough motherfucker. I've never been 5 or 3 or 15 minutes like that before. So he brought out the best in me, and you guys could see how hard I came in the third round. I came on him. That sounded bad. I came on him in the third. And in the first, I came on him. He came on me in the second. Hey, shut up, Jay. I'm telling a fight story. So we were just commenting on each other, and I was just... Oh, you fucking quit, dude. But no, yeah, the first round, I come out and fucking come. Oh, God. You're a fucking freak, Jay. I wouldn't even think about that until you started bringing it up. All right, but for real, I'll move on to Andre when I came on Andre. No jokes. But yeah, that fight was fucking sweet. Super high paced first round. Second round, I started gassing out a little bit, and then the third round, I just fucking got I got a second wind. You know, I was like, how bad do you want this? You can't be fucking tired right now. And I finished really strong. So there's that fight. I go in, now I'm fighting Andre Soccer Mom. I remember that was my first paper. That was like the first, like that one felt different than the debut for sure, because there was more lights, there's more attention on that card. A lot more. It was a pay-per-view. I was on the pay-per-view. Okay, now I'm in my second fight. I'm in the pay-per-view. I'm like, fuck, I'm the man. Everything's going perfect right now. Boom. Win my UFC debut. Boom. Get on a pay-per-view. Have an opponent I feel like I'm going to truly knock out. And so we get on that. I'm like, holy fuck, everything's going so right now. Like I felt like I was living in a movie. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm literally just thinking this shit and it happens. Like, I'm going to be in the UFC, boom. I'm going to win, boom. I'm on pay-per-view, boom. It's just going like this. Perfect. The stare down, the media, I fucking love that shit. All the outfits, throwing the hair, maybe cornrow, picking some outfits, just fucking. And then seeing at the stare downs, I got in his face. He got mad, punched my hand. And that's perfect. That's what we want. We want them to be mad at me. We want them to attack. Because my kind of striking, if you're attacking sloppy, even if it's not sloppy, I'll find a way to throw a fucking left hand in there, a head kick, a body shot. I'll find a way. I feel like I'm that fast. I can counter anyone. But so yeah, that one was sweet. So I remember being in the back of that locker room too. Had my sick ass fucking Reebok outfit on. That was fucking sweet. I remember that really well. Damn. And then so that fight, I was going in there with a torn labrum as well. Still not super bad. Like I could still run, because your labrum, once it's torn, it can, like a lot of athletes have a torn labrum, but it's not super bad to where you have to end up getting surgery like mine. So you can train on it. But so I had a pretty fucking good camp going into that fight too. Truly thought I was gonna knock that motherfucker out. And I think I could have got the finish in the third if it didn't break my foot. But yeah, that first round, and like if you go watch that fight, I don't think he hit me on the feet. He threw a right hand, I remember, then people went, "Whoa!" But I don't think that hit me. I think I blocked it. But going to the first round, whooped his ass. Fucking hit him with some sweet shit. And if you guys are Patreon fucking Jobin, you guys probably already know when I knocked out David Nuzzo at LFA right before I knocked out Alfred at Contender Series. I threw a right head kick to a right spinning kick. And I fucking was that close to dropping Andre with it. That fucking close. It was beautiful. It was in the first round. Dropped him. Came out in the second. He took me down. I threw him in a triangle. Elbowed him a couple times. Made him bleed. Did I sweep him? I had him in a tight triangle. I should have finished it. I'd finish that shit now. Doing as much jiu-jitsu I've been doing now, I'd finish that 100%. But fuck, how do I not remember how I got up against Andre? I'll have to watch it again. Anyway, I remember I get on top. Oh, no, high elbow guillotine. I had that high elbow guillotine. He had to roll to his back. I would have finished that, too. I had that high elbow guillotine. Then I stand up, and I'm tired as fuck at this point. And the ref's, like, I was standing up on my feet. He was on his back up against the cage. And the ref's like, you want up or down? And I was like, down. So, oh, no, right when I got up, I kicked him in his body twice. And he was acting like I kicked him in the head. Boom, ripped those 2 body kicks. I love that shit. I'm always looking to hit someone in the body, especially when they're getting up and not expecting it. Like, if you're on the ground getting up, you're kind of blocking your head. You're not thinking about, boom, that's where you rip those body kicks. Also, those teep kicks I was throwing, go rewatch this fight. Those teep kicks I'm throwing with my left foot or right foot dig into your sternum. If you've never been hit with those fucking take the wind out of you. Those hurt. Those gas you out. And I landed so fucking many of those. Anyway, get on top, throw the body, boom. Takes back, then go into the third round. Then 2 minutes into the third round, so there's 3 minutes left of the fight. I throw a right head kick. That's not what broke my foot. A lot of people think that's what broke my foot. It wasn't. Throw the right head kick. I land, and right when I land, I go to throw a right hand. So I throw the right head kick, boom. My foot comes back, lands, and right when it lands, I launch into a right hand. I do that stuff like that all the time. And right when I did that, my foot snapped. And I remember it just being like my foot looks. It's still fucked. But I remember feeling it, and I remember looking down at it. And right when he did it, he kicked me in the leg. But I don't know, just like there wasn't even a little bit like. I didn't think the fight was over. I felt so confident that I was better than him that I could beat him with one foot. And I fucking punched him, and I threw a jab boom, and he shot. I was hopping on one foot, threw it, punched him, and he shot into a double leg. I don't know if it's because he was concussed, if he didn't realize my foot was hurt. I don't know. But anyway, so I get back up to my feet after he takes me down, not realizing, like, okay, I don't know, like, fuck, is this going to work? Go to step on my foot. It completely doesn't work. I realized that. And he shoots again, takes me down again. I fucking get back up again, throw a little spinning elbow shit, like, whah! And fucking hit him pretty good, but he takes me back down. I get him in a Kimura trap, sweep him over, let go of the Kimura. If I would have held that Kimura, I would have been in a dominant position. Let go of that Kimura. He rolled over, got on top, and the fight ended like that. But I remember, like, and I remember this specifically. I remember asking Tim, like, did I win? I don't know why. Like, going back and watching it, I was like, yeah, I want to beat his fucking ass. He didn't hit me. But, like, in that moment, like, did I win? And then the fucking Joe Rogan coming over. And that was a good moment. That was fucking sweet. That was like, damn, this is insane. This is all happening. And like, I pictured it. Obviously not breaking my foot, but like being a star, blowing up, talking to Joe Rogan, like all that whole lifestyle. I had the money, all the sponsors, everyone's hitting you up. They want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of your journey. So my Instagram blows up, everything blows up. And then this shit happens. Boom. Okay, well, let's say this. I break my foot, right? I get surgery. Return pretty fast after that surgery. Like, I'd say I returned a little bit quicker than I even should have. But I wanted to fight. So I fight in March. I book a fight for July, June, April, June, July. So I'm fighting like I'm fighting pretty quick. Like, October. I'm sorry. I book a fight for October. I'm like ready to fight again. Go through all the whole physical therapy for my foot, heal my foot up. Go through a whole fight camp with a bad fight camp. I was supposed to fight El Teco. Not bad fight camp. I couldn't run. I've never not ran for a fight camp. My foot and my hip hurt so bad I couldn't run. Still going into that fight, think I'm gonna knock this dude out. Still like sparring good. Like, damn, I'm fucking good. That's how I knew how good I was. I can't use a couple of my favorite weapons, and I'm still doing good as fucking spar, and I'm still getting in shape, and it's a mindset. It's like it's such a mindset. But going into that fight, they called me 3 weeks early. Now you guys heard these stories. Fucking failed for Austrian. Book another fight. 3 weeks before, 2 weeks before, whatever, it was closer to 2 weeks. Failed for Austrian again. So, and then I'm like, fuck. So I get my surgery. So now I got foot surgery, hip surgery, and 2 pulled fights in that year. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what's happening? Everything was going, and then everything went poof, just right back down. But it was fucking, I feel like I evolved so much mentally, like, and spiritually through all that shit I've had to deal with. Like, Danny and I broke up in between that time. Like, I feel like I had to grow so much and learn. I learned a lot in between that time that it's like been it's already paid off. Like, the person I am today now, going through all that stuff, it's paid off. Like, I'm not even worried about that. I'm not like, oh, I missed a whole year. Like, once this gets over, when eventually it will. I don't know fucking when, because I'm still dealing with it right now. But that whole time paid off for me to come back and truly take over. That's where I was going with that story, I think. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to be a dangerous person in that division. I'm super long. I'm really fast. And I can fucking crack. And my jiu-jitsu is getting really good. So I'm going to be extremely hard to take down. If I don't mind I might not mind getting taken down by the time I get back, dude. I might fucking say, come into my guard. I'll fucking triangle you. I'll elbow you. I'll sweep you. I'll front kick you in the fucking tits. Like, I don't know if I'll really be worried about that at this point. So I'm super excited to get back. I wish I could tell you guys more, but I can't right now. It's stupid as shit and it's stressful as fuck. But I make sure I've learned this out of this whole year. Tim actually read something about this the other day. He was telling me about to just do little things that make you happy. Do them all day. Do little things every day that make you happy, instead of thinking them in the future, in the past. Do little things every day. Like, for me, I have to I wake up, go outside, meditate, do my Sam Harris meditation app every morning. every morning. I'll come inside and I'll throw on Jack Johnson on my Alexa, Spotify. Throw some Jack Johnson. I'll make some juice. I'll make Danny and I a coffee. And then once that coffee hits, boom, bathroom, dumpski time. I'm writing in my journals. It's really cool. You guys check it out. It's called the 5-minute journal. It just says, like, every day it's the same thing. What are you grateful for? What will make today great? And then an affirmation, I am. I always put I'm a fucking animal. I'm a fucking machine. I'm a beast. But and then the night, so you'll do that in the morning. Then at night it says, what was 3 things that made today great? How could I have made the day better? Blah, blah, blah. So that's called the 5-minute journal. I do that every morning and every night. And then I have my just journal, just my log, whatever. I usually write down like what I did today, what I'm going to do today, or just kind of those thoughts. So like make sure you're doing those things are so important, especially that right when you wake up. Doing those things in the morning really help me not be like having an anxious day. Like I can really tell if I don't do any of that and it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and I'm like anxious. I'm like, what the fuck? I need to do something, or I'm just like feeling like I can't control my own thoughts. It's because I don't do one of those things. So doing those things, and then for me working out, getting that release. And when I'm talking about working out, I feel like I have to fucking get my heart rate skyrocketed. Not a pussy. I feel like for me, but I feel like everyone's different. So I have to work out hard. And then there's like, so when I was going through those surgeries, like that shit was hard. I didn't have that release, that working out release. That sucked. The cold plunge at night for me is another one. Danny and I always end our night on a hot tub, cold tub, and the ice, it does something magical to you. I can't explain it. And you know what I'm talking about if you've done it. Maybe not just done it once or twice, but like if you've done it and it's part of your routine, the shit's magical. It fucking zens you out. It makes you follow your breath. You can get in there for 3 minutes and go, fuck, this is way too cold. Or you can figure out how to follow your breath and make it not hurt. And then you go to a special place. I feel like it's a weird high. It is. So making sure I end on that. And then I really enjoy going to the Jiu-Jitsu Academy, going to Tim's and hanging out with everyone and talking. I feel like that always, I like that. I enjoy that. So I make sure I do that stuff. And then listening to podcasts or reading a book. If I'm not doing one of those 2 things during the day, I feel guilty. I feel like I need to be learning something. Like whether it's fucking Jordan Peterson or Sam Harris or Joe Rogan or fucking Tony Robbins. Those are like Aubrey Marcus. Depends what I want to learn that day. Like I'll try to, how am I feeling? Like what kind of book am I feeling? I won't go and read a full book for me. I'll read like if I'm feeling this, I'll do that. As long as I'm doing something, learning, I feel productive. So how long we at, Jay?
22.
Holy shit! I was supposed to do 15. Sorry, fam. Just some good shit right there. Sorry. Now you guys have to go listen to Tim's, and that probably sucks. After listen to Tim's first, so then you can get the good giggles out. Doses.